Hey everybody, I'm back. Okay, highly anticipated part 7. I hope y'all got your notifications on. I hope y'all subscribe and I hope y'all like. Please like. I don't know how if you like watching on the app. I think it's a weird way to like. I'm not actually sure, but I wish y'all do. I appreciate it if y'all do. I appreciate y'all like. If y'all don't like while we're in the thing, no problem. Just like it when you see it, like when the videos, if y'all don't mind. I appreciate it. Likes help me improve as I'm learning how to do this YouTube thing. Likes help me. YouTube pays me, no doubt. Um, but likes help me raise the rankings to where you'll get more things. So thank everybody for subscribing. Thank everybody for liking it. I really appreciate it. I really feel it from the heart. Make sure your notifications are on so y'all know when I go live. I don't really have a schedule as of yet to when I'm going on live on YouTube, but so it kind of just got to work around my schedule. As I start to see how the YouTube grows, I will start to schedule a little better. Let me say this. So this is your hair was just pink. It's green now. I change my hair constantly. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at mcshakielive. You could at mcshakielive, and you can see I have different colors. That's like my thing. I am working on my own color line that will come out later. So be on the lookout for that. That's a whole nother thing. But I love my hair color. I love coloring my hair. So that's what I do. Um, so okay. Um, that's we finished the church announcements. How y'all doing? Everybody doing fine. I'm glad y'all here. Thank y'all for stopping by. This is part 7, and I would like to. No problem. Speaking of that, so as I'm sharing this, it's gonna take us a while. So don't get all anxious and say, "Oh, I need to have now." I was in prison 9 years. I'm talking about Claiborne where I spent about 2 years. Um, um, and I've only covered about a year and a half. So for a year and a half to 2 years. So we have 7 more years of stuff to talk about. So I'm going to talk about everything that as I remember it, as I'm going through it. And it's a pleasure to walk down this path with y'all. I swear to God. So I appreciate if y'all like. I appreciate y'all subscribe. I appreciate if y'all hit the little bell. If you just find them and just tuning in, thank you. Um, I do a little Instagram blogging, as well as I'm a New Orleans-bound MC. I am now an actor, can be officially an actor. I'm part of the Screen Actors Guild. Yeah, and I've acted in now my fourth actual stage play. So I do a little other things too. I'm also a published author um, as well. So I do know how to tell a story. This story is easy to tell because it just happened. But I will say this, because this is important. So the last part of the story, I mentioned a place called Homer, Louisiana. Now, a lot of people were confused, thinking it's Homer, Louisiana, but it's actually Homer, Louisiana. I'm at my mama's, so I could just put it on the computer, and so that we could just look it up. And I want to try to see Homer is a town in the parish. Hold on, flip it. Can I flip it around? There it goes. So Homer. And it's a small town in whatever. So, and a lot of people was talking about, I was thinking about Hanville, but I was talking about this town called Haynesville, Louisiana. All right, so it's in the same parish, Haynesville. All right, now that being said, I wonder if let me see something. Let's look up this too. I wonder if let's see Claiborne, oh fuck, Claiborne Parish. Detention center. There it goes. All right, let's see. Do they have a picture of it? Oh my fucking god! Look at that. So it does have a picture of it, and that's it. That's shirtless. Well, I guess it's the Google map. Am I okay? Um, Let me see something. That's that sucker. That is that sucker. Can I get an aerial view, Google? That is it. Claiborne Parish Detention Center is where I spent 2 years. Uh, so this is a store over here. That's like the warehouse where they do cars and stuff and fix stuff. This is the front entrance. I used to work up here in that booking area. Let me see if I could do. Do they do like aerial coverage on Google? No, I guess not. I thought they did though. I remember looking at something from the top. I don't want to look at it. I'm going to look at it from air. All right. So, okay, it's not different. So that's the place where I was at. Try Google Earth, yeah. It's not that serious. .com. Okay, Google Earth. I just want to type Google Earth.com. Maybe I should say Google Earth. And my computer is running a little bit slow because I am doing a lot of stuff on it right now. What I'm doing is illegally downloading the Terminator series. All right, so let's see. So, thank you for being hooked. All right. So this has gotten real. This has gotten big. This has gotten bigger than what I have imagined. And let me tell you why. All right. So in my mind, I don't think, I guess it's hard for me to grasp the scope of the internet and the scope of YouTube and the scope of everything. I'm so sorry. And I apologize for that. But dog. So I get contacted in I get contacted the other day on Instagram from somebody who is alleging to be the baby mama of somebody I was talking about in Hamville. So, all right, so let's see. So I am on Google Earth. Let me go see. That's Homer right there. Let's see if we can zoom in. But Hamville is like this far from Homer. Homer and Hamville. These are the two places I'm talking about. And they're somewhere like around Shreveport. So let's go zoom into Homer right quick and see if we can find. Is there a way to find the address? Cleveland Parish, Crooked Court, Homer. It's so small and tiny. The Barn Bayou. Is this it? No. So, I don't know how to get there. Homer Housing Authority. Do I remember passing? I remember going into Homer. I do Homer High School, Justice of the Peace, Second Parish Court. I don't know how to search. Oh, yeah, I know. Claiborne Parish Detention Center. Well, it's on the same road as David Wade Correctional, so let's see. Ew. So that's David Wade. So the parish jail's right down the street, I think. Oh, fuck this. Fuck me. That's David Wade, kind of like fall. Hold on. Why am I trying to? I should have done this. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, there she go. Sorry. Oh, I see that. Oh, that's her. God. That's her area view. So that's the outside. There's a fence right there. That's her. This is the store. These are the dorms. So the hole will be about right here. This will be 8-7, 8-8, 8-7, 8-6 will be about right here. Like about right here, excuse me. So this will be 8-7, the whole kitchen and all that stuff like that. This is like the kitchen area and stuff like that. Wow, this is crazy. That's the whoo child. So okay. So I get a DM from a girl that's like talking about her baby daddy. And so I'm like, girl, no, and I blocked her. Now, I changed names to protect the innocent. And I ended up switching up enough stuff so that hopefully nothing could be really tied to nobody. The reason being, when I got home, I looked up half of these people because, of course, I knew a lot of real names. I could remember and stuff. And so what I did was I looked them up and I see, of course, they all have families. They all moved on to their life. Their life in prison was not their life in the streets. And so even if it was her baby daddy I was talking about, it's like No. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get my phone or something. So that was the case. Also today, I get a message from somebody that was like, "Well, bitch, you ain't have no receipts," like almost a threatening message. So, all right, if y'all remember in the last video, I talked about two people. I talked about a few of the people that worked there. So one of the people that worked there was a nurse, and I'm gonna remain her nameless because I talked to her, and I don't want her to get in trouble for her, who I thought was probably the most human person to us. But I also mentioned Miss Stephanie Glass. Miss Stephanie Glass was a lieutenant over there. She was over the kitchen and education. Now, just showing y'all how this worked, they put the woman who's over the kitchen over education, and no tea, no shades to Miss Glass. She was fairly nice, but we're gonna get into some of the stuff that she did. I felt to me in a minute, but it was like I didn't think she was necessarily the most educated person. But I definitely have more education than her. It's not even a question. But nonetheless, she was smart enough to stay home. I was smart enough to go to jail, stupid enough to go to jail, so therefore she wanted up me at all times. So I left off my last story. I haven't been lying that long. So I left off my last story talking about that I had just met Sylvester and B. One of them, B, was actually the brother to the dude JD, and Sylvester was one of their homeboys. And so what happens is when I met both of them, but I'm working and booking at the same time at this time. So I'm working up front. In the morning I have to come. I have to get up early. I have to run all Miss Drew's copies. I was working for Miss Drew directly. I have to run her copies, make sure she had her coffee and stuff like that. And I did like Lieutenant Drew for the most part. She treated me good. She brought me meat. It was not legal for her to bring me stuff, but her husband at the time I think was a hunter, and so she'd all have like different types of meat, deer meats and things like that. Thank you so much, Regina. I love you. And so I liked her. I liked her a lot. She was a wonderful person, and she definitely looked out for me for the most part. This is though at this part though, I definitely learned about power. And when I say power, not the show, I'm talking about power as in jails. A lot of times I talk about prison and I tell y'all that prison is not run by the people, it's run by the prisoners. And so this is definitely a case I witnessed here. Claiborne Barracks Detention Center, the warden his name was Warden Johnny Sumlin. I do not know if he's still the warden. I would like to find out. I do know some of the people still work there. Miss Drew does not. But let me see if he's I'll just Google Johnny Sumlin just to see. I don't know if he still worked there, but as a warden. But he was the warden. And so he had spent not that Johnny Sumlin. They gave me Johnny Sumlin of football. Homer, Louisiana. I think he is. Johnny Chester Sumlin. Oh, no. Well, he may be still the warden there. So according to the website, he is still the warden, and Warden Goodwin is still the assistant warden. So, okay, so he does still work there. All right, so Warden Sumlin is the type of warden that he spent some time working at David Wade. So he came with he wants to run the detention center like it was a prison. And so he succeeded in the fact of, remember when I told you about one of my first prison stories, that the inmates just ran it. And this is kind of like what it was here. Certain inmates had certain privileges based on who they worked for. Certain inmates had certain advantages based on who they worked for. I worked for Lieutenant Drew, and some of just the privileges of that was like people needing to be, say for instance, Lieutenant Drew was overbooking, but that was kind of also encompassing of classification. So for example, if you were in A7 and you wanted to go to A8, I could talk to Miss Drew and make it happen for you. She put in a transfer to come pack your stuff and move you to AA. Simple and done. You didn't have to go to the whatever. And vice versa. This is what you could do. And I started to realize this was like power. The second part about this, part of my job power was, say for instance, and this is just being honest, all prisons have a contraband. Oh, get that comment out of here. Most prisoners, all prisons have a contraband problem. Claiborne Parish Detention Center during this time was no exception. And I added to that contraband problem. By me working in booking, if someone comes in off the streets and they had some type of drug or something on them, they could give it to me. And I would just bring it to the bank. And so when they get to the bank, I would take a cut. So say for instance they had pills on them. Say for instance they had weed on them. Say for instance they had even cocaine on them at times. I could take that off them right now because you're just getting booked. I'm working in booking. You're coming in fresh off the streets or wherever. And I could just bring it in. And so a lot of times I did that. As far as hustle, this became power. So I could get you moved, I could get contraband in, I had a maneuver. I could maneuver. I could really move around. I'm working for booking. I'm working for the booking lady. So a lot of times my job entailed me to have a moving around. At first, I was definitely scared to do anything kind of like on edge. But then after a while of working up there and starting to learn the ropes, and I just started to do this. The females up there, pretty much for the most part, all of them were in love with me, except for that captain. I found out her name was Lewis, not Jones. I don't know if she still works there. I'm going to call up there one day. I'm like, they're president, 25 today. Let's call her right now. Fuck it. Let's call her right now. So, this is why, she's probably the only one that didn't like me a lot. Initially. But this is why they did like me. They liked me because I did my work. I did. How you doing? Who's the warden on duty?
We don't have a warden here at the moment, but Lieutenant Deal is here.
Okay. Is the warden there still Johnny Sumner?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's all I want to know. Thank you.
Is it something that you need, sir?
No. I was just calling to ask.
All right.
Thank you. That sounds like Miss Webb. I do know her if that's her. I think she said Tony Webb. And I do know her Miss Webb. All right. Because there was, I don't know Lieutenant Block's real name. So, I never remember. So, get Mr. Sick Fuck out of here, please. Please get him out of here. Come on, moderators. Be on your job. This man talking about this. Moderators, where are y'all at? Moderators, I want him out of here. I want him out of here. All right, thank you. I might have to because my moderators is not doing their job. I want him out of here. Y'all gotta be on top of y'all game to be moderators. So what happened was, Amazon, you don't even have a picture. All right, so check. So I started to learn about how to maneuver and how to do different things as far as what to do. The females would generally love me. I learned, and I'm going to be crazy in saying this, but he still works there, so I'm assuming he never got in trouble for this. But it was under my opinion that the warden there was having relationships with at least, if not all, of the women that worked there. He was very territorial of the women. He would never let anybody but a homosexual work for a woman. Because of course generally a homosexual didn't want the woman, and so that's what it was. So he would generally put homosexual or very, very old, like working for Miss Drew, you was either very, very old or you was a homosexual. You working for Miss Glass, you was either homosexual or you was like old. Working for, as far as their orderly or clerks. Miss Glass was in education. I actually started working for education too. They had a woman that came from David Wade, which was the big prison down the street to do the education. I can't think of her name. But guess who worked for her? Me and Sean. Literally the only people that he let work with women. He was very territorial of the women. And I'm assuming, and there were rumors going around that he was having relations. I never saw it while I was there, him having relations with any of the women, but it was very well known fact that he would really punish you. Like you could almost get away with murder at Claiborne Parish Detention Center, but the one thing you couldn't do was play with the female staff. Like that was a big, big no-no. You would literally like he did that. The female staff was very protective. I think though because of his like for most of them. All right. So, and I don't know if he's married or something, but there was well rumored thing. And I'm just being real. For the people that don't like me being real, oh well, take your lick. Y'all shouldn't have been doing what y'all was doing. All right. So the next part about that is, so so understand that. So I was learning. Of course, I had moved to a different dorm. I had moved to a trustee slash old people dorm, which was on the B side, which I believe was B3, and the main trustee dorm was B2. But I had kind of more or less a little freedom of movement than the average inmate that was in general population. I, as somebody who was an inmate, had a little more freedom of reign working for Ms. Drew. I had the freedom of reign freedom of movement a little bit, only because I was classified at this time as minimum security, and I had to do my job, which was sometimes go and get property, bringing property back, go and get this, go and get that, backing up stuff like that. Ms. Drew was under overbooking, classification, property, different things. So I'm moving property around, I'm doing different things, like I have to move around. And so this is why I was able to get these privileges of moving around. Of course, true enough, at times I did abuse these privileges into doing what I wanted to do, like in what I'm like as I'm getting to the story. So I mentioned in the last story, if y'all needed a small recap, that some of the things that I was doing with these certain people from this town. What put me on these boys from this town, not only was they fine, but also too, when I got there, the other homosexuals on the compound was like, you can't get them. Keep in mind this, and I must interject this here. You cannot, everybody in prison was not gay. Understand that. The people I'm talking about is literally 4 or 5 people that was in a unit, but that I was dealing with. But guess what? The unit is 100 to 100 people. So if I'm fucking with 4 or 5 of them, and somebody else fucking 4 or 5 of them, that's about 10, 20 people that actually mess around. That leaves 80 people that don't fuck with it. So I have no idea, Regina, but thank you. So the other people that was in the unit was not necessarily nobody. So a lot of times I'm getting these questions about people, and they'll say, "Oh, is this person gay? Is that person gay? Is that person gay?" Listen, if your nigga in jail, that don't mean he gay. And I gotta really, really make you understand that. The people I was messing with would be gay, bisexual, whatever you want to call it, or however they self-identify, if they don't self-identify at all. But that doesn't mean your nigga gay because he was in jail. Most of the people that go to jail don't fuck with homosexuals. Really. Some do and some don't. Just like in the streets. So I think it's about the same. The only way it might be a little more out in the street, because it's almost accepted in jail. You understand that? So in jail, one of the number one rules, in prison, one of the number one rules is mind your business. So if me and this boy in this bed right here, you mind your business, it's not like a, ooh, look what they doing type thing. So what that becomes is a little more accepted because you accept things that you normally wouldn't accept. Some white people don't like black people, but guess what? They gotta be around in jail. Some people might not like homosexuals, but guess what? They gotta be around in jail. Like your options are literally prison or the hole. That's it. You could be in population or you could be in the hole. It's not really many places you can go. You don't have that many choices. And it's say for instance, you're a Baptist and you don't like Catholics, guess what they got in jail? They got Catholics, they got Muslims, they got everything. So you have to be around certain different people at different times. And so that includes homosexuality. So you learn your acceptance tolerance goes up. So even though some people just might not like the idea of homosexuality, they might not be engulfed in it, they still might they still might be okay with just because I'm here. So don't have the mindset of, oh, my nigga in jail. Shit is talking about all the niggas he fucking jail. So therefore, he every nigga fucking jail. That's not the truth. It's nearly about the same. It's just a little more, a little bit more in jail because of the environment. And I'll talk about that as we go along and what my thoughts are about that, coming from somebody who experienced it. But let's go to So I want y'all to understand that. So don't go around and say, "Oh, he my baby dad. You ever heard about him?" Like I'm getting a lot of messages as I'm doing these videos about that. It's like, no, sister. And some of the niggas I was like, I'm around niggas all day, and they just don't fuck around. A lot of them don't. It's about this. If I don't, they say 10% of the world is gay. I tend to think it's more like 25% in my opinion. In the black community. So guess what? In jail, maybe about 35% niggas fuck around. So there's a good chance your nigga just probably not fucking around. It probably a punk in jail, and he just, I mean, that's just a punk. He's sleep over there. You hear me? So at the same time, it's not the fact of, oh, this is what's happening. You hear me? And listen, and I'm telling you something because I've been in local jail, I've been in state jail, and I've been in federal jail. I've been to all three things that you could be in this country in jail. So I'm telling you, I've seen this. I'm not telling you something I'm thinking. I'm telling you what I've seen and what I know. So you have to trust me on it. When I tell you what it is, title of my book right now is Deserves to Be Loved. It is on Amazon. It's Amazon only, but I can you can hit me up if you need a copy. I sell copies for $10. Amazon sells them for $7. I don't know how they can sell my book cheaper than me, but okay. um, I have no idea. I thought that was really weird. I have to sell my books for 10, but Amazon can sell it cheaper than me, and I have no idea how to do it. But hey, this is the world we live in. It's like child, save money. I get money when you order from Amazon. So I get payment for the book. I don't know what it is. They just send me a little check every month. Um, but yeah, it's $6.99 on paperback. How far y'all might understand? Not that far. I didn't even really get started yet. I was giving disclaimers and stuff. So it's me. It is 11. It's 4.5 stars. 4.7 stars. I got one. I got one 3-star review. I don't know why he gave me a 3-star review. He said because very nice and realistic reading. Love the main characters. The supporting characters are good too. I wish the book was longer. So they give me 3 stars. Are you serious? So the only 3 stars I have all the rest of my reviews are 5 stars, girl. All the rest of my reviews are 5 stars. It's $2.99 on Kindle if you just get it like the Kindle. But it is $6.99 in paperback. So if you get it on Kindle, it's $2.99. I think you could get it under the Kindle Unlimited too, but I'm not sure. But that's what it is. You give me 5 stars. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I do get money. If y'all purchase from Amazon, y'all can trust Amazon. And if y'all can, please leave me a 5-star. But somebody gave me a 3-star review, so that's why my stars is 4.7 stars. I was completely all 5 stars, but he said it was going to be longer. I can't tell you what you like. It's your money. You spent it, but they did buy it, so I appreciate it. Okay? All right. So let's get it. I didn't even start the story for real. So let's get into it. Happy Corpse. I'm going to see you later, sister, since that's what you wanted to do. The book is not a prison story. It's oh, fuck. Hold on. Oh, fuck. So the book is not a prison story. It's a love story. It's I'm gonna read it on here one day when I reach maybe like I just do that when I reach 15,000 followers. I'll read it out loud and give y'all like a audio version. When I reach 15,000 followers, that'll be our little celebration for that. So 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I will read the book online. So tell your friends to subscribe. I do a lot of no tea stuff, so don't be surprised that there are people that don't know. Because I am from New Orleans and I do the tea. So let's get into this here. So I worked up front. I worked in the booking, and one night in booking, 2 people came to jail. I think it was a roundup, what they did in Claiborne Parish or something. I'm not sure, but because there was other people that came to jail with them, but it was at least about 6 or 7 people that came to jail, but 2 people that stuck out like sore thumbs. One of them being Sylvester, and Sylvester was from Hamburg too, and he was the homeboy to Raymond, JD, and Reggie. And so the dude B, which just happened to be JD and Reggie brother. And so it's like, so I'm like, oh my fucking God. Y'all finna have a family reunion in this bitch. And so, okay. Now, I was a hoe and I was a slut in my mind. But when I first saw JD, it was just like, not JD, excuse me. When I first saw Sylvester, it was literally like, oh my fucking God. This boy, his swag just gave me everything I needed. everything I needed. Oh my fucking god! When I was telling you about this boy was just like this boy gave me. He was brown skinned and light brown skin. He had a low talking demeanor. He had pretty eyes, body, and then literally, I never saw a dick so pretty in my life. It wasn't the most humongous dick in the world, but it was just so pretty it didn't make no sense. And so, like, I'm like, oh my fucking god, I love you. First thing. All right. So they all come to jail. So I rush back there, and I go tell Reggie and JD, I'm like, look, y'all people up there. It was like, no, for real. I was like, yeah. Now, keep in mind, they was on the DOC side, but those two people actually was gonna go to the pretrial side. And so I literally, um, I literally had to let them know that the people up there was like, all right, well, tell them come back here, blah blah blah. They couldn't come back there. It was all kind of stuff going on with that. And so they eventually get booked in, and they go into the pretrial side. Now, by me working in education and being smart, a lot of times in prison, people would get me to try to write letters to their attorneys, the judges, to those people like that. People would always try to get me to do stuff like that. And so in their mind, what happened one time? I used to could like just understand, and so a couple times I helped people get their time corrected and get stuff like that. And so in their mind, I became a jailhouse lawyer. I don't know, I know how they even get in my report, but just because I could write a letter or do a simple motion or something, I became a jailhouse lawyer. That's what they told. So somebody got their time corrected or something once or twice, I became a jailhouse lawyer. Don't know how that happened. My sister was a paralegal too, so I had like legal questions like I always ask her, and so that's kind of like I guess added to that. But I became a jailhouse lawyer. Um, so I get to that part. Um, so one time, this is how my love affair with Sylvester started. So Sylvester, even though he was on a pretrial side, he had parole time or something like that, probation time, and parole time. And so one time I was passing doing rounds for something and I can't remember what it was. But he stopped me and said, hey, don't you know about that law? I say, oh, I know a little something, something. And so he was like, okay, cool. I gotta ask you a question. I was like, all right, what's up? And so he asked me about should he violate himself or should he whatever, whatever. So I'm like, well, if you don't violate yourself, your time calculation won't start. That's how I work in the state of Louisiana. But if you do violate yourself, your time will start. If you think you're gonna beat the charges, don't violate yourself. Beat the charges, and then as soon as you beat the charges, the reason why your parole hold is on got to be lifted, and you go home. But if you don't think you're gonna beat the charges, if you have any intention to pleading guilty, sometimes maybe the best way is just to violate yourself. He was like, oh, all right, that's cool. All right. He's like, yeah, thank you for putting me on. And so I was like, he was like, what you need a little something? Let me know if I'm going to the store. If you need something, I got you for like put me on what to do. I was like, oh no, we good, baby. And so he was like, baby. I was like, well, no, I'm from New Orleans, so baby is just that's just what we talk. We say baby all the time. Baby and bitch and stuff like that. And so he was like, oh, okay. So he ended up his parole officer came one time and he ended up violating himself. And so as he coming to sign the paperwork, he walked into the bank and I'm walking with him. And I was like, well, that's good. I'm glad you got your stuff, whatever, whatever. He was like, yeah, but look, can't you be moving people around? I was like, yeah, kind of, sort of. I was like, well, are we trying to go by your homeboys in them at A6? He was like, no, 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 I'm trying to come at B3. I was like, in B3? I'm in B3. And I'm like, why would you want to come at B3? B3 is basically like trustees and old folks. Like, I'm like, I would think you would want to be next to your homeboys in AKA A6 Motel 6 where you could just be up all night doing what you want to do. You're not going to do that in B3. And so he was like, well, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. He was like, yeah, because I don't want to be around them with all that fucking foolishness. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, I went to go talk to Miss Drew. She put the paperwork in for me, and he moved and got him moved to B3. So because he had now become a DOC inmate from a pretrial inmate, he had to get out the pretrial dorm and come into the B3 the what you call it? We call it. And also too, I'm throwing in different things that didn't actually happen, and I'm throwing in taking out some stuff that did happen to mix it up. I'm also describing them a little bit different than what they is. The reason being, I can really show y'all for real. I literally got messages from people talking about this. Like, this is a big thing in their community right now. Let me see what it said. I'm on the wrong page. Hold on. I'm still on the wrong page. Kurt, tell me I had to delete my page. Already. I really show you. Oh, fuck. I got buku messages. What the fuck is going on Instagram, girl? Look, let me show you. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying real names. If you don't know your nigga, then I don't need to tell you. So look, Shakie, you got my little tone in the uproar home. I've been following you forever, and I have no clue how they found your videos, but goddamn they did. And so I heard, I heard, but I'm about to really put them in the uproar. I said, don't do it. So I said, do you know that I'm talking about you? Hell yeah, they know the twins and the little brother, oh, and Lucky, but that's just how small our area is. I'm like, oh my fucking goodness. So this town is in the uproar. They know who these people are. They just and they know this it's what it, I mean what it is. Um, I can even show you some messages from Miss Glass too. Yeah, I'm changing names. I'm changing the names will change. So y'all could think y'all know. She's like, hello. She's like, who is Rayma? I'm like, LL, nobody, girl. You paying too much attention for me. I changed names just for this purpose. But I'm going to change more names up and change a few things because y'all know too much. I said, yes, I know who Junior was and his brother. You was in love with, the one of me. And somebody else hit me up trying to figure out one of their brothers when they were there. I said, girl, I don't know. I said, girl, well, then, she said, I said, girl, well, then you should have known who Rayma was. He was my first husband there. He said, you didn't tell me about him. He was from here. I said, yeah, he was from here, but you know you ain't like me as much as you like Sean. Way more than me. So some of my secrets I ain't tell you, but yeah, some girl hit me up on IG, asked if one of her brothers. Let me see, because I tell her who. So this is from Miss Glass, as y'all see. That's from actually the woman who worked there. And so, now. So, look, most of. What's up? I'm sorry, oh shit, I don't want to show her name. What's up? People out there talking about a YouTube video I made, indeed, trying to figure out who you're talking about. I'm like, oh my. I think Toon was doing something. So listen. Miss Glass not only watching. Miss Glass is sending. You hear me? Not only she watching, she's sending. Because somebody told me that she shared the video with them. That was she's watching. So hey, Miss Glass, how you doing? So I blocked the baby mama girl. The other girl, she didn't do me nothing. And I didn't block her. But I blocked the baby mama girl. Like, girl, I don't know. And I don't know who she is on YouTube, girl. And so, girl, listen, Miss Glass, stop snitching. Oh, Miss Glass is snitching. Y'all finna find out now. Y'all sure finna find out. The story it's a few parts to this. And Miss Glass actually, Miss Glass, how y'all doing? Miss Glass ended up fucking over me in jail. And I'm gonna tell y'all all about it. She ended up fucking over. Her name is Drew. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'm talking about the dicks right now. So, they hold Hanville and Homer Tuna. I don't know her name. I don't know her name over here. I should block Miss Glass. All right. So let's talk about the dicks. So one time, I didn't think that Sylvester go because he never really played with me like that. We ended up playing cards together a few times with spades and stuff like that, but he never really gave the girls no type of indication that he went. So one time, me and Tasha was out. So I actually had a son from him. I forgot his name. He was tall. I used to call him 7'2" or some shit like that. But one of the dudes actually became. He didn't mess around. I forgot his name. but he became me and Raymond's jailhouse son. And me and him and Sylvester and the girl Tasha from Shreveport, the gay person from Shreveport, were on the yard. And so we was just talking about stuff. And so I'm like, and so Tasha was trying to pick it because we all wanted Sylvester. He was just that fine. So bitch, Tasha was like, and you be, I say, and so he was like, Tasha was like, yeah, cause you be acting funny with your little dick. And I was like, no, Tasha, that dick big, bitch. That's a big old dick, bitch. And so he was like, how you know my dick big? I said, bitch, we in the same unit, bitch. I see you every time you go to the shower. I see you every fucking time you motherfucking, and I see you when you first come in. He started laughing. He was like, I don't give up dick, I give up ass. He turned around and showed us his ass. But me and Tasha looking like, wait, what? What? So in his mind, he thinking, oh, the punks just like dick, so they don't want ass. But he was like, so he called himself Joseph, but I'm like, wait, bitch, maybe this boy goes for real. But all right, so that happened. In the meantime, in between time, B is still there. So I literally one day they was trying to all get their GED, but they kept the pretrial and the DOC separate all times. I don't know. I think it's some legal reason or something. And so one time, um, so Sean basically was the head over it all, and I was an instructor. I basically was a math person. Math was my thing. And well, English just happened to be my thing because I could write, but math was basically my strong suit. And so I taught mostly mathematics, but I ended up teaching the entire pretrial GED program. And so one time, so what happened was B, which is the brother to Jay-Z and Reggie, was trying to get his GED. And so blase blase, etc. etc. So one time I'm in class. Now the GED room is kind of like separate from everything else from the compound. It's actually across from the kitchen, but it's like I'm a little more secluded than anything else. And so one time I'm in there and I would start every day with a word problem. Every day with a word problem. Like you gotta, most of the GED test is word problems, and I always had them decipher the word problem. So every day I used to put a word problem on the board. I like football, so I would always try to, and football is a big thing in prison, so I would always try to kind of put that in there to kind of get their attention and stuff like that. And so what I did was I had a word problem on the board, and so I'm at the desk just doing something else, not really even paying attention to them, but they're doing their word problem or whatever, whatever. And so B comes back there and was like, say, teach, I got a question about this problem. And so I'm like, what's the question? And so he was like, I don't really get it. I was like, well, how you tried to break it down and decipher what is it in like what the question is really asking for. He was like, no, it's really a big problem. I don't understand it. And I'm not really paying attention to him. I'm hearing what he's saying, but I'm like, well, what part do you don't understand? He was like, look, like this part right here. And so I look up, and what is this boy like his prison jumper? He got his paper out, but you could see his dick print, and he hard as a rock. I was like, yeah, you think you could help me with this problem? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can help you with that problem. I'm pretty sure I probably could help you figure it out. I was like, so look, I check it out. Just stay after class, and I definitely will help you with that problem. He was like, all right, cool. And so, bitch, all right. So, he do that. No, I ain't lying. So, the class goes on. They do the little call for everybody to go back to the unit, and he stay back. And bitch, I ate down. So that solidified that at that point, I literally ate every brother. Right there. Now, of course, that was my first and only time eating B, but bitch, I ate every brother. I ate for Phil. Bitch, I ate. I sucked that dick with no hesitation. And so, bitch, I had literally had every brother. I wasn't going with every brother, but I had every brother. Now, at some point in time during the midst of this, Reggie, which is the younger brother, he left. I think he was like he was just doing like a 90-day turnaround or something at that time. And so he left. He left and he went home, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he went home, but I'm not for certain. Eventually also too, JD got shipped to wherever for something. B was in pretrial. So the brothers had kind of split up. Now, Raymond was still in the uni. Yeah, Raymond was still in the uni. So, but at that point in time, I ate all of them. I had sucked all the dicks. I had sucked all the dicks, and I had got fucked by one of them. So, at that point. But that's not the end. That's the end of them in a sense, but not really, because it gets more as we go on. All right. So, I'm still, though, in the unit with Sylvester. Now, by B3 being a trustee unit, you could go on the yard at any time. Even like the other units, when you're on the other side, when you're not, you gotta only go on yard when they do yard call. But by B3 and B2 being the trustee units, you get to go to you get to go on yard even all the time. Now, even though Sylvester wasn't a trustee, he was in B3, so he could go on the yard. So they had a dude named Kerry from Baton Rouge. And Kerry was my barber at the time, and my jail's barber. He was a real good barber. I love a good haircut. And he was my jailhouse barber. And I'm very particular about my hair and haircuts and how my hair look. I don't know why. And I've always done that. So he's my barber. But he was in love with Sean. Sean was in love with somebody named, I forgot the dude's name, from Shreveport somewhere. And so that was a little thing, whatever. But he just looked at me as a homegirl. And so he used to play cards and stuff. Like, we used to gamble and play a lot of poker, a lot of gambling on games, pools, shit like that was going on, etc., etc. And so, bitch, boom. Motherfucking, one morning, we was all up. I'm waiting on my haircut, really, because I think I had visited, or something I had was going on. A visitation was there. Okay, another thing, too, I want y'all to understand. They had something called the IWF. IWF stood for inmate welfare, but it was like, okay, for visits and stuff, you have to actually work during visits. You actually have to sit there, and when people come to visit, you have to serve them food and like whatever. If that makes any sense, what I'm saying. Like, you got order food and different little items and stuff like that. That's what IWF. So I finally get a job at IWF. I get a job at IWF, and so for visitation days, I actually have to work. But I worked up front, working with Miss Glaze or whatever. Miss Drew didn't really work weekends, but at the time when she wasn't there, I worked for Miss Glaze, doing like money orders, like stuff like that, doing administrative tasks. I didn't work in fixing the food because they didn't like homosexuals fixing food in jail. So, so one morning I waited on my haircut, and so I'm sitting down there Joseph with Carrie and Sylvester. Sylvester is Sylvester getting a haircut too, because he had a visit. Because he had black baby mamas and honey churn or some shit like that. And I could see why, because the bitch had a nasty old big old thing. And so, bitch, I could see them who was just giving it to him. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother thing. So, Kara was like, telling, like, he Joseph with me talking about, like, I gotta put him down with Sean, blah, 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 etc., etc. And so Sylvester, like, on some shit like, man, all that shit, fuck. He was like, I don't know, but that, man, God, blah, blah, saying, just shooting shit. We all shooting shit. And so I'm like, baby, Sylvester, you act like you trying to go or something. He was like, I might be. And so Kara was like, bitch, Sylvester, bitch, you already know. Why don't you just go ahead and throw that and shake him out? Fuck it. You might as well, fuck. You guys well get you. And so he's like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with that like that. So, bitch, all right. So he get his haircut, and then he just go lollygag around. I get my haircut, and so I get my haircut. And so after I get my haircut, I like to go get in the shower because I want to get like the dirty hair, like the dead hair and all that stuff off me. So and most people do that. So I get my haircut and go in the shower, not thinking that. Well, guess who come right in the shower behind me? Now you had all the time to get your shower while I was getting my haircut. You could have been in the shower, but why would you wait to get in the shower until I get in the shower? So, bitch, I go get in the shower, and who come there happy ass back there, but Sylvester? And so I'm gonna say this, sweetheart. You don't have to worry. Yeah, they had, like it was a known fact throughout the compound that I was eating dog. Bitch, I was eating dog. Like I sucked dick like no other bitch. They didn't play. Now, Raymond had got mad with me, and so he had started a rumor that my booty was trash. But Reggie had already told people like, no, that bitch got some good booty, so you tripping. So that was an argument that Raymond was mad like, he booty, like my booty poo or something. So, bitch, what you wanted it for if my booty was poo? But really, that's a whole other thing for a whole other day, too, sister. Anyway, so, bitch, Sylvester get in that shower, and I'm in that shower. And so Karen standing by the shower was like, good line, boss. Good line. Shower. Just, I said, you know what? This boy, you say you don't want to go, but you giving me everything like you want to go. So I said, bitch, I'm about to cut the fuck up, bitch. I'll show you. Bitch, I start soaping up, bitch. I start doing a little shimmy. I start letting the sun slide down the crack of my back and just doing like a little arch girl, I'm just doing the most. Like I'm like touching on my body, bitch. I'm doing, bitch, when I'm bending over, bitch. Bitch, I'm bending all the way over, bitch. I'm bending all the way over, bitch. I'm bending all the way. Bitch, I'm like, oh, bitch. I'm like, bitch, I'm doing all kind of like, oh. He looking at me like, what the fuck? But guess what I'm noticing? That yay, that bitch start picking up. I said, okay, I got you now. I got you now. So I'm just doing all the most, bitch. I'm doing all the like, yay. Bitch, doing all the like little shimmies and wiggles. And she just look like, man, fuck. But I'm thinking to myself, bitch, what you come got in the shower with me for? What you come, you know what you was doing. So I'm like, go. I said, look, I ain't gonna tell him, I go and get you. So he comes to the next thing over from me, and so he started playing my booty and jacking off. I was like, why don't you go ahead and stick it in? You know you want to? He was like, no, I'm good, I'm good. And so I let him jack off on me. I ain't tripping, but I know you go. That's all I know. I know you go. That's all I need is know I got what I needed. So, bitch, so I give him a little show. He got him a little feel. He bust a little nut. No tea, no shade. I'm not doing no tripping. But, bitch, I ain't gonna lie. Why he got his little show, and he got his little nut. And I'm looking at his bitch, that dick is just even so much prettier in the shower than it is. And hard, it looked way, it was like, damn, I really want him now. Like, I want him. Ain't no fucking, ain't no fucking clowning want him. Ain't no fucking playing want him. I've been a hoe. I done got all your homies. Bitch, I want you. Fuck that. I want you. I got to get you. So, bitch, I used to be on his line. I used to write him little notes. I used to whatever. I used to be on his line, but he constantly like, I can't fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with that. I can't fuck with that. I'm like, son, like you just don't understand. I was like, all right, well, tell you what, just do me this favor. Just do me this favor. You ain't got to go with me. That's true. But I was like, well, look, whenever you want jack off or something, just jack off on me. I ain't tripping. I'll be satisfied with it. I ain't tripping. Whenever you need to bust out, niggas jack off a lot in jail. So there's a lot they jack off. There's a lot they. So I'm like, whenever you want jack, just promise me that. Just promise me that you'll jack off on me. I ain't doing no tripping. So he was like, all right. So I ain't gonna lie. That bitch started waking me up in the middle of the night. And bitch, like he really just like he really took that what I said as what it was. And he was just like, bitch, hold up till these lights get higher. You got that. You right. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm not gonna finish the story until I get it's 224. What's a good number? 235? I need about 10 likes. Yeah, let's pause right there. Let's pause for a commercial break. Let's pause until 480. Girl. No, we ain't gonna do that song. Just give me some likes, y'all. I don't want we ain't gonna do that. I just need the likes. I do need the likes. Thank y'all so much for liking. I appreciate it. I really do. And what keeps me being able to give y'all the content about what's going on, what happened, is the fact that y'all liking it. Y'all don't have to give money. I don't ask that. I do ask for likes though. I do. I'm a like whore. I'm a like whore. I'm a subscribe whore. I need the subscribers. I need the likes. I need them. Ooh, I need them. So that's good. Oh, got 250. That's about half 500. That's good. That's good. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. So I do need the likes. The likes actually means that they put my stuff highest at YouTube, and as our growing YouTube channel, we've grown. Um, it helps me be able to tell y'all this because right now I will be working. I did, and guess what? I took off today because I made money in YouTube, and I found out how to figure out how to get it out. So I took off work today, and so now I'm giving y'all these stories because I don't have to work because I could do YouTube, and all it cost you was to press that like button. So I do like, and I appreciate it though. All right. And if you're watching this after I have published it live, hey, go ahead and like it right now. I appreciate you. It costs you $0. Press the button. Yeah, I figured out how to get my coins, girl. So I'm waiting on you to, girl, for them to send me my coins. All right. So thank y'all so much again for liking. I appreciate it. Um. So, in fact, this is what we're gonna do. It's been an hour. Well, I'm gonna stop it for this part 7, and I'm going to resume in part 8 right now. I like to keep it about an hour. Uh, I think I get paid on the 21st. Today's the 21st, my money. I don't know. They're supposed to. They have to direct deposit to my bank account, so I don't know. But the money I'm getting is ready from August. So, yeah, it's been an hour. It's been 57 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is thank y'all for the likes. Y'all will get a chance to do it again. And we will resume this in 2 seconds. I will take a small commercial break, go and let a sip of water. My mouth is a little dry, and as y'all could obviously tell, I like a wet mouth, not a dry mouth. And we will definitely continue this in a few minutes. So take your like a little 1-2 minute break, like it up, like it up, like it up, like it up, and we will definitely come back and I will give y'all part 8, which is going into this. So what's happening right now is um I'm trying to get this boy. So Sylvester. So we'll be right back.